It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America.
President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first.
Hello, my friends. Yesterday, Mr. Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Isn't that fascinating? Isn't that really fascinating? 2 years back, or around 16 months back, this man was practically on the court sitting every day for made-up charges, for things or offenses, so-called offenses, or so-called crime, made-up crimes, committed, some of them 15 to 18 years back. And the former president of the United States was subjected to such humiliation. Everything was done, thrown at this guy to kick him out of the race. Everything humanly possible was done. How many charges? 94 of them. How many indictments? 94. 34 convictions. And yet, he kept on fighting. Every day he showed up to work. Every day he showed up on the campaign trail. Everyone believed that Don Santos was going to win the primaries. But how nature will have it, destiny will have it. He blew up his campaign from day one. The avoidable mess during his declaration of heads, avoidable because as somebody in a position of authority, he should know that he should have gone and tested the material they have to see if he can carry out the number of broadcasts he wanted to achieve. But nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by accident. Everyone who tuned in that day knew how it went. You can go and check it out. All the indictments, instead of pushing him down, every single one of them skyrocketed his rating. The raiding in his house, the raiding of his house in Mar-a-Lago, with all the lies, all the staged papers, James Bond style staged papers, they have caught a criminal who was hiding, trying to sell the nuclear code. Yes, they really said that he was trying to sell the nuclear code. Of course, they were not saying that it was not a statement of fact. They wanted everyone to believe that this man, who from 30 years ago have been talking about how things are going wrong in the country, was holding the nuclear code he wanted to sell to his billionaire friends. Every one of us knew how the election went this year. There's no need to repeat them. But the resilience and the doggedness, they never said that. The constant working until there is no energy left push this guy to at least where humanly possibility can reach. The mastery, the foresight of Lara and the co-chair, how they used everyone who was available, including Sharike, to coordinate people, grassroots, not for knocking on the doors, but getting them at the universities, going to the Amish people in Pennsylvania, and getting the people to vote on time. If you remember last time, there was something that happened in Maricopa County. Also something that happened in Arizona, in Georgia, that voting had to stop, machines stopped working. But there's something that this man usually said all the time, it was too big to read. And I happen to agree. The loyalty this man has with those who are following him around, the loyalty is palpable. It's just there for everyone to see. When he knew he was going to be inaugurated a day before, a day after, he still held one more rally for his friends. You can say it, call it a come with me rally or goodbye rally. But whichever way you call it, you cannot mistake the loyalty. He wanted to spend one more time with the people who followed him like flies wherever he went. And boy, it was something. It was thunderous. It was hilarious. The people who spoke, they said that he's a homophobe. And yet the band that is known for being gays in the 80s, they played live. He made a joke. Some of them are no more in shape as they used to be. But who cares? And he said, every one of us is going through the same thing. And then that's there. The Trump dance, YMCA. Everyone was happy. Everyone was happy. For those who vowed that we will stop him, Peter saw. Nancy Pelosi, we will make sure that he is a one-time president. Kamala Harris, never again, never again. All of them, Barack, Clinton, both wife and the husband, calling him a fascist. Richard Maddow, all of them in Washington DC, going wild. All of them were told today to shut up and remain quiet. The things you do not know about, don't talk about them. You are just but one voice. Yes, you have a megaphone, but no megaphone you have can overshadow when people come together and shout in unison. And that is what they did in electing Trump again. And he said one thing in the inauguration. Impossible is what we are good at. That he is standing here today shows that nothing is impossible. And even at that, impossible is what they are good at. So let no one tell you that you can't do a thing. I don't know what you believe in, but I believe in that this is not a chance stuff. I believe there is a divine hand in this. You can believe whatever you want, you're free to. And I believe that there is a divine hand in this. That the staunchest, the bluish, the most blue or the most Democrat family in the US, the Kennedy family, had a representative. Elon, who has been, of course, everyone knows that the billionaire, maybe they are fighting for their own interest, which is understandable. But he was for Dos Santos, but he went twice for Trump. Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, all of them, these were people who caught this guy, Hitler, who literally removed him from their social media. And when Parler made effort to put him on, they terminated Parler. Here they are, flanking him, taking their place beside him, and letting him be the shining star. And some people in MSNBC have a way to inject race into it. Oh, this is the day of Martin Luther. Look at how many white. What type of nonsense is that? What nonsense? Who would have been more influential than the black pastor who gave the blessing? Who had rallied the crowd as much as that? One can actually mean many. One can mean many. Do you know how he found that man? Did you know? This was the man that received him. The pastor that received him. Said, I never believed he would come. But Barack didn't come. Kamala didn't come. And Joe Biden didn't come. But Trump came. And he went all in. Politics is an downstream of culture. And that is what people who are against Trump didn't understand. He understands that politics and culture intermingle every day. And because they intermingle, to get the people where they are, after solving the economic problem, you ask about their cultural problem. That was why in the inauguration today he said, it is now the official position of the United States of America that there are only two genders, male and female. If you were told 8 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago that this would be a proclamation by any person in this time of our existence, would you ever believe it? But he knows that that declaration was one of the things that swung the election to him. The Kamala is for they, them, and Trump is for you. That alone swung at least 1.7% of the votes. You know how much that is in number. And people don't get it. This is a man who is ready to change his opinion if he knows that it doesn't favor the greatest amount of people. You can call him transactional. What else do politicians do? Deal making. If this man, I ask him, why did you change your mind about TikTok? I didn't know. But I know at the moment that many people have their livelihood from that app. Fidelity is ruining their livelihood. And also, with the government approval, with me, the president, signing for it, it is worth $1 trillion. Without my signing it, it's worth zero. So if I can make the deal that America has 50% of the deal, it's good for me. Deal making, that's what it's about. I think this falling on the day of Martin Luther King Jr. is the icing on the cake. That is the icing on the cake. You can listen to the noise of those who are saying nonsense about why it shouldn't have been. Or you can go with what is. You can look at the happiness of the people who were there. Or you can look at the noise of those who are yelling as if the heavens have fallen. One of the best things this guy did in the barrage of executive orders he signed was pardoning an absolute majority of the January 6 political prisoners. And he said 6 more were not pardoned. But we're looking into their case. They were committed. It might also lead to pardoning. Assault on a police officer. If they're in prison for 4 years for assaulting a police officer, I think, I'm not a lawyer, but I believe they have served the sentence due for that. The massive scale of the arraignment, and the 100% conviction is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Even in the people who were beating cops on the road never got 100% conviction. But people who are being waved in by police officers, who got the guards opened the cages for them to come in, who were leading them inside the Capitol Hill. All of them got pushed, casted into the prison as if they were a bunch of wasted meat. But they have seen reprieve. Nobody was talking about Ashley Babbitt, the only person who died that day, who bled to death on the floor that day because she was shot by a trigger-happy police officer. This might also be, as he said, the golden road, golden day, American golden age returning. And I believe if it is true, so will it be true that the world is seeing a new golden age, golden era? Because whether we like it or not, we all are connected. Even though we are not directly connected with another, we are still connected. The peace that happened, the peace deal that is going on between Israel and Palestine now. Yeah, he said, I don't know how long it will hold, but there is something to start with. It's something to start with. Having that concept that you don't want people to be dying unnecessarily is what every leader should aspire for. Believe him or not, go with him or not. At least he does what he said he will do, or at least he tries to do it, despite oppositions. If every politician will make effort to do what they said they will do, we will not be where we are today. So, on that note, first of all, if you like what you're hearing, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will give you the speech of Trump after the inauguration. So, relax and watch. I don't want to come between. Just relax and watch. And when you're done, tell me what you think down below at the comment side. If my sentiment about what happened is right, let me know. I wish you a good listening. Ciao.
It is my honor and pleasure to introduce to you the 45th and the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much, everybody. Well, thank you very, very much. Vice President Vance, Speaker Johnson, Senator Thune, Chief Justice Roberts, Justices of the United States Supreme Court, President Clinton, President Bush, President Obama, President Biden, Vice President Harris, and my fellow citizens. The golden age of America begins right now. From this day forward, our country will flourish and be respected again all over the world. We will be the envy of every nation, and we will not allow ourselves to be taken advantage of any longer. During every single day of the Trump administration, I will very simply put America first. Our sovereignty will be reclaimed. Our safety will be restored. The scales of justice will be rebalanced. The vicious, violent, and unfair weaponization of the Justice Department and our government will end. And our top priority will be to create a nation that is proud, prosperous, and free. America will soon be greater, stronger, and far more exceptional than ever before. I return to the presidency confident and optimistic that we are at the start of a thrilling new era of national success. A tide of change is sweeping the country, sunlight is pouring over the entire world, and America has the chance to seize this opportunity like never before. But first, we must be honest about the challenges we face. While they are plentiful, they will be annihilated by this great momentum that the world is now witnessing in the United States of America. As we gather today, our government confronts a crisis of trust. For many years, a radical and corrupt establishment has extracted power and wealth from our citizens while the pillars of our society lay broken and seemingly in complete disrepair. We now have a government that cannot manage even a simple crisis at home, while at the same time stumbling into a continuing catalog of catastrophic events abroad. It fails to protect our magnificent, law-abiding American citizens, but provides sanctuary and protection for dangerous criminals, many from prisons and mental institutions that have illegally entered our country from all over the world. We have a government that has given unlimited funding to the defense of foreign borders, but refuses to defend American borders or, more importantly, its own people. Our country can no longer deliver basic services in times of emergency, as recently shown by the wonderful people of North Carolina, been treated so badly. And other states who are still suffering from a hurricane that took place many months ago. Or more recently, Los Angeles, where we are watching fires still tragically burn from weeks ago without even a token of defense. They're raging through the houses and communities, even affecting some of the wealthiest and most powerful individuals in our country, some of whom are sitting here right now. They don't have a home any longer. That's interesting. But we can't let this happen. Everyone is unable to do anything about it. That's going to change. We have a public health system that does not deliver in times of disaster, yet more money is spent on it than any country anywhere in the world. And we have an education system that teaches our children to be ashamed of themselves in many cases, to hate our country despite the love that we try so desperately to provide to them. All of this will change starting today, and it will change very quickly. My recent election is a mandate to completely and totally reverse a horrible betrayal and all of these many betrayals that have taken place and to give the people back their faith, their wealth, their democracy, and indeed their freedom. From this moment on, America's decline is over. Our liberties and our nation's glorious destiny will no longer be denied, and we will immediately restore the integrity, competency, and loyalty of America's government. Over the past 8 years, I have been tested and challenged more than any president in our 250-year history, and I've learned a lot along the way. The journey to reclaim our republic has not been an easy one, that I can tell you. Those who wish to stop our cause have tried to take my freedom and indeed to take my life. Just a few months ago in a beautiful Pennsylvania field, an assassin's bullet ripped through my ear. But I felt then, and believe even more so now, that my life was saved for a reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. Thank you. Thank you very much. That is why each day under our administration of American patriots, we will be working to meet every crisis with dignity and power and strength. We will move with purpose and speed to bring back hope, prosperity, safety, and peace for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. For American citizens, January 20th, 2025 is Liberation Day. It is my hope that our recent presidential election will be remembered as the greatest and most consequential election in the history of our country. As our victory showed, the entire nation is rapidly unifying behind our agenda with dramatic increases in support from virtually every element of our society, young and old, men and women, African Americans, Hispanic Americans, Asian Americans, urban, suburban, rural, and very importantly, we had a powerful win in all 7 swing states, and the popular vote, we won by millions of people. To the Black and Hispanic communities, I want to thank you for the tremendous outpouring of love and trust that you have shown me with your vote. We set records, and I will not forget it. I've heard your voices in the campaign, and I look forward to working with you in the years to come. Today is Martin Luther King Day, and his honor, this will be a great honor, but in his honor we will strive together to make his dream a reality. We will make his dream come true. Thank you. Thank you. National unity is now returning to America, and confidence and pride is soaring like never before. In everything we do, my administration will be inspired by a strong pursuit of excellence and unrelenting success. We will not forget our country. We will not forget our Constitution, and we will not forget our God. Can't do that. Today I will sign a series of historic executive orders With these actions, we will begin the complete restoration of America and the revolution of common sense. It's all about common sense. First, I will declare a national emergency at our southern border. All illegal entry will immediately be halted, and we will begin the process of returning millions and millions of criminal aliens back to the places from which they came. We will reinstate my Remain in Mexico policy. I will end the practice of catch and release. And I will send troops to the southern border to repel the disastrous invasion of our country. Under the orders I signed today, we will also be designating the cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. And by invoking the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. As Commander-in-Chief, I have no higher responsibility than to defend our country from threats and invasions, and that is exactly what I am going to do. We will do it at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Next, I will direct all members of my cabinet to marshal the vast powers at their disposal to defeat what was record inflation and rapidly bring down costs and prices. The inflation crisis was caused by massive overspending and escalating energy prices, and that is why today I will also declare a national energy emergency. We will drill, baby, drill. America will be a manufacturing nation once again, and we have something that no other manufacturing nation will ever have, the largest amount of oil and gas of any country on earth, and we are going to use it. We will bring prices down, fill our strategic reserves up again right to the top, and export American energy all over the world. We will be a rich nation again, and it is that liquid gold under our feet that will help to do it. With my actions today, we will end the Green New Deal, and we will revoke the electric vehicle mandate, saving our auto industry and keeping my sacred pledge to our great American auto workers. In other words, you'll be able to buy the car of your choice. We will build automobiles in America again at a rate that